Okay, here we go. Viewer questions. This one comes from Knick. How strange this statement is. Quote, our relationship with thought, end quote. Who am I that has a bad relationship? How is this even possible? This is a fascinating area to explore. Of course, in the end, or in the fundamental way of experiencing, there's no relationship. There's no one outside of thought. There is no thinker. All of that is true, but it doesn't help you to adopt those beliefs. It helps you to see through it directly and investigate it directly. So we start by recognizing that what we consider to be reality, what we consider to be the world, what we consider to be ideas, truths, other people, ourself, time, space, all of that, all of it is thought. All of it is equally thought, right? Good ideas, bad ideas, beliefs, memories, equally are thought. In fact, they're equally one thought right now. So you can have one thought right now. Doesn't matter what the content is. Doesn't matter if it's past, present, future in content. Doesn't matter if it's pleasant or unpleasant. Doesn't matter what image is in that thought. Doesn't matter what voice is heard in that thought. No, it's one thought, right? Just thought. Just thought. When it's just thought and there's no distinctions made, there's no relationship with thought, it's seen that the thinker, the sense of being the one to whom all of that is happening, is also a thought. If we believe thought, we believe the content of thought, we believe there's a life out there in the way thoughts make it seem like there is, then we reinforce the sense of being the thinker of thought, the subject of thought, without even realizing it. But once we start to deconstruct, we can actually see that and realize that the subject itself is a thought. So there is just thought. There is no relationship. But you have to see through those steps. You can't just believe it because you will just incorporate that into your worldview. You have to see that the world itself is a thought, right? Once you see that thought is just thought, has nothing to do with time or space or events or truths or untruths, it's just thought. Right now, one thought. And then you see that there is no subject apart from thought, then there is just that pure experience of knowing. When there's a pure experience of knowing, that pure experience of knowing is seen and felt and experienced directly to be conscious. Merely conscious. That's consciousness. Nothing outside of that. Experientially, just that. The being experience of consciousness. Right? This is the entry point. This is the starting point to a life of deepening clarity, a life of unbinding from fundamental illusions, a life of seeing reality as it is. That's the point. So that's what we are looking at when we're investigating the relationship with thought. I like the questions and the comment there. Okay, this one's from Catherine Healy. I experienced formlessness last year on 3 different occasions, and I was so scared, but it was amazing. Let that sink in. We talk about unity and oneness and becoming one with everything. It sounds so romantic. But when it actually occurs, it's formless. Right? No body, no space, no time, no inner world. So that can be terrifying. It can also be truly amazing. It is truly amazing to no one. It's more intimate than anything you could ever imagine. It's more intimate than any relationship, because relationship is dualistic by nature. It's pretty awesome. And then the last part of the comment says, the fear blocked me from enjoying the experience, and then a heart. Here's the news that I have for you, and that is, this isn't uncommon the first time that's experienced, or the first few times that's experienced, but hopefully you sense that, yes, this is the nature of experience, actually. You're experiencing experience. You're touching into reality in a much, much more direct way than you had been when you were living up here with a relational experience within thought in the world of illusion. Yeah. So it's a good thing. Also know, even if it's terrifying or disorienting or scary the first time or the first handful of times, doesn't mean it will be next time. At some point, it just becomes completely natural. And then it's deeply and profoundly enjoyable. Cool. Okay, this one's from EO. I found my heart to be open, my throat holding the pain, my jaws absorbing the shame, my hands tender and loving, feet steady, a deep forest, and a sky full of stars. That's gorgeous. That's in reference to the video Amplify Guided Journey. Thanks for your comment. Okay, this one's from BAJ Badges Tolle, like Eckhart Tolle, times 3. No idea. The comment is, wow. The one who notices thought is just another thought. Just wow. There you go. It's kind of what we were talking about a minute ago. This is actually in reference to the documentary Awake, It's Your Turn. If you haven't seen it, check it out. 5 different people talking about their awakening, at least the beginning of their awakening journeys, and I'm one of them. This comes from Chris de la Plante. What is difficult to understand is how can you find your true nature when there is no thoughts and stay there for a while, and after that, you can come back to the false reality with thoughts. Okay, here's the deal. I'll be blunt. You don't have to understand that. So what happens often is we touch into something, or even we hear something that's pointed directly, right? Watching a video, something does resonate, hits deeply, right? It's like, oh, there's something there. And then we go like, wait a minute. Here's what I don't understand about it. It doesn't matter what you don't understand about it. Don't worry about that. Just let it hit where it hits. Let it hit where it hits. Go where it hits. Orient to that. That's the point of this kind of pointing. Don't worry about whether you understand it or not. You don't need to. Good comment, though. This one comes from Feder Muncher 666. That's a good one. I'm gonna say that's the best username I've seen since God, what was the guy's name a little while ago? It was so funny. I laughed every time I said it, and then he disappeared. I can't remember his name. Anyway, that's a good one. Feder Muncher 666. Really appreciate all the guidance with the difficulty motion shadow stuff. It's where it's needed most. Thanks. You're welcome. This is in reference to Presence as Shadow, Amplify Part 2. There was an Amplify conference, and I did 3 parts to it. 3 talks. One is Presence as Consciousness. Second part was Presence as Shadow. Third part is Presence as Emptiness. So check those out if you're interested. Let's see. This is from Roger. Thank you, Angelo. Not a video full of chatter. Oh, thanks. I try not to chatter too much, but sometimes I get accused of chattering. So direct, so powerful. It's so rare to hear such sincere, powerful, and direct instructions on awakening. Perfect. Well, I'm glad to hear it. The background music really helps too. Cool. This video is called, What is the Simplest Approach to Awakening? Cool. I haven't thought of that video in a while. I think I made it a while back. This one's from Larold Dunahay, I think. Location confuses me. My visual field seems to contain variation, and the variation on the left side seems to be in a different location than the variation on the right side. I'm aware that the left and right are concepts, but regardless, it doesn't feel accurate to say there is no location or there are no locations. Yeah, this is the initial experience of non-duality often is the experience of boundlessness. There's no boundaries in experience, but it won't seem necessarily formless or like there's no world. That's a deeper insight of non-dual, and it will clarify over time. Cool. That is in reference to the video called Presence as an Emptiness, the Amplify number 3 talk. Okay, this one's from user Enjoy in Myself. The audience is watching a variety show, commenting on the show. The audience is part of the show. There is no audience. Love it. Love it. That's from a video called No Today. This comment's from Soma. Did you forget to upload the first part, or did you hide it somewhere? They're talking about presence as shadow amplify part 2. No, it's there. It's probably a few days before. This one's from Shinath Wanarirachi. Sorry, totally butchered it. 4 months of intense inquiry, and now, when I close and reopen my eyes, I am a newborn again. Beautiful. So empty, but so utterly peaceful. That's an awakening. Beautiful. Glad to hear it. The video they're referencing is called Feel Peace Instantly by Not Grasping Thoughts. Wonderful. Geronimo Marsal Ferreira. This one's in Espanol. Ese corte de cual video. I think that's Spanish. Next one's Insanity 889. Oh my God. That's where my hate comes from. 9-to-5 job, and you have no idea how much else. Well, maybe you do, LOL. This is from the video Seeing with Your Heart. Then they said, now I'm going to watch the video. Thank you for that. Then they said, in the same comment, edited to add after the video. Thank you so much. So much hate just fell away and left only love. That's awesome. This one's from SJ Waves. Yes, going with the flow, making favorite thing moo, morning coffee with the awareness of fresh morning air. Beautiful, beautiful. This is from the video Awakening, What Is It and How to Do It. Thanks for your comment. This one's from Hamburger Jungs. 1113. I get hung up on this part somehow. How can I know that I'm not doing this? If shadow work means sitting with what's present without narrative, am I missing something? Does the narrative need to be addressed at all? If you can bypass the shadow and experience no boundaries, how can this be done if attention is on the actual? It confuses me. The comment confuses me a little bit. I'm trying to see what exactly they're asking here. Does the narrative need to be addressed at all? Often no. Immediate experience, whatever's appearing, whatever's arising in this moment, is the best guide, generally speaking. But if there's a vasana, something sticky, something that keeps coming back over and over and over, that's disrupting your life, that's getting attention constantly, that's distracting you from practice, you may need to address that at the level of narrative or the relative level in your life through various means. Yeah. So kind of depends on the situation, but by and large, direct experience is where the money is. Okay. This is from Nick Barth. So I just have to be with thoughts. Yeah, it's a pretty good approach, right? Be with thoughts. Just don't think about being with thoughts. Don't think about what it means to be with thoughts. Don't get on the thought train, right? So what is it to be with one thought right now? Where do you meet the thought? Where is a thought not a thought? Can you just hold on to one thought right now? One thought. Stop with it. Hold it right there. Don't get on the subsequent thought train. Can you do it? It's a really good practice. Try it. Okay, this is from a name I can't pronounce. Isn't impermanence the fleetingness of sensation or the emptiness itself? I thought that was what was meant by impermanence, the loss of a self-referential center. You can lose a self-referential center and still have a sense of self, a basic sense of self. They don't necessarily drop at the same time. Impermanence is just the nature of phenomenon. That's the kind of Dharma seal. The ancient reference in the Pali Canon and then later writings. Cool. This one's from Superhero 5190. Thanks for the video, Angelo. I realized that I have always lacked trust that the process could be this simple. So I want to say something about this. That's okay. It's normal. We don't always trust this process fully when we first engage it. We often, when we first engage it, don't even realize what it can do, that the possibilities there. We just are sort of interested and don't know why. But at some point, we start to really trust it. But even then, the trust may not be 100% of the time, right? So doubts are going to come. Doubts are thoughts. So trust is not the opposite of a doubt thought. There's a trust that's just naturally here, a trust in the process that's here. It's here because it's eternal. It's not coming and going like thoughts do. So a doubt thought can come and go. But that which is just here, just this, just the case all the time, essentially always, right? Always available. The experience of experiencing, let's say, attuned to that. It's undoubtable. Right? Because what is a doubt thought going to stick to? The doubt thoughts are impermanent. Coming and going, coming and going. Cool. I like it. You're dialed in. Okay, this is from P9B87. The sounds got so loud when the inner chatter was absent. I could hear every sigh, every scratch, every breath. For the first time, I understood the meaning of in seeing, just see. Beautiful. Awesome. This is from the video, How Awake Are You? Use this simple test to find out. Great comment. This comes from Kebab's Cat. You, sir, are the bomb. Again, from one of the Amplify Conference talks. Okay, very good. Oh, this is a good question. Curious, Angelo, you mentioned, quote, my teacher, meaning my teacher. Briefly, who was your teacher? So his name is still around. His name is Danon Henry. Was given sort of Dharma transmission by, I think, both Eiken Roshi and Philip Kapleau Roshi. Trained at the Rochester Zen Center for many years, and then he ran the Zen Center of Denver until he retired. Then he kind of came sort of out of retirement, and I think he is head teacher or abbot or something at Old Bones in New Mexico. So he works primarily with older Zen practitioners. Yep. Cool. Thanks for all your questions. Thanks for all your support, channel members. If you're not a channel member and you want to be part of lives where I do live question and answer like this, but live in real time, and I do double barrel non-dualities over Zoom, do both of those once a month. Sustaining members or above all get access to that. So sign up if you want that. And if you want to watch recordings of all of my retreats, all the talks I give, guided meditations, all of it. And the archive is getting bigger and bigger over time. That's patron circle member or above. If you want to be a founder, that's the highest level. Founders have also their own meeting every month and have other sort of special perks. But even the $2 or $2.50 a month, $2.50 a month basic supporter is helpful. All this money goes to supporting the channel, all the things I do and pay for, and having an assistant to help me with things and retreat coordinators and equipment and all of it. Editing, all that stuff costs. So I appreciate people's contributions. If you can't or don't want to contribute, that's totally fine as well. I wish you all fruition.